Hello, my friends. Welcome to our call today. I'm so happy to see your faces, and we're excited to get into it. We got plans for this week. How many of you are excited about Earning Leaders Retreat this week? Yay! All of you. We are so excited to help you do that. And I'll tell you, we are digging into it. We've got a plan put together, and we've got a track for you to get on and to stay plugged into this week and next to really help you just nail Leaders Retreat. And if you've already earned Leaders Retreat, guess what? What we're going to talk about is just going to help you to move forward, earn more prizes, and just keep going forward. And guess what happens? When you dig in and do the things that we're going to talk about, you're going to create momentum. And that's what this is all about. You're going to change lives, which is best deal ever, right? Sammy, you're so cute. She's just, yes. You're going to change a lot of lives. You are going to inspire the crap out of people, and you're going to level up. Like, what happens when we have a carrot that we're like working for, like Leaders Retreat, is it kind of forces us, it's like a little fire under our buns that kind of helps us to like dig in. It's a little bit of urgency that moves the needle and helps us really start to put into action and like follow all the way through so that we start to really move the needle on our businesses. And when you ask yourself, like, what is it that I'm doing here? Like when you think, why am I doing this? It's because I love helping people, right? So ask yourself, like, the why is always the first step in everything that we do. Why am I doing this? Because I love to help people feel better, first of all, because I feel like I'm supposed to do this, because here you are, there's no accidents, because you want to create abundance for your family. Maybe you want to create some financial relief. Maybe you want to, move forward and actually start to really create abundance, but get specific. What is it for you? When you get specific about this, you guys, it doesn't take a lot of time. And don't think like, oh, I'm going to think about my why today. No. That's not what this is about. But I want you to get your notebook. I told you to come with a paper and pencil because we're going to dig in. I want you to write down, why are you doing this? Like, why are you doing Leaders Retreat? Why will it matter for you to qualify for Leaders Retreat? And why are you sharing Plexus? Just write some thoughts. If you think in bullet points, I think in bullet points. Write a few words down that came to your mind. What is it for your family? Like, dig in a little bit. And when I look at your faces, that's what starts to make me like get emotional, because I know your whys and I know why you're doing this. And I know it's bigger than just you.
And I think a part of it too, you guys, like when we start to feel good ourselves, it's so much easier to show up for other people. If you would have asked me a year ago if I could give up 3 hours of my day to like dig in and help people, I would have said, heck no, because I was barely getting through the day and getting dinner on the table for my own family. But because our health is thriving, we can show up for other people while we show up for our own selves and our own families in a better way. It's so, it's just amazing.
Yeah. Well, I traded my 3-hour naps, and I'm not exaggerating. My mom would be like, oh, I forgot it's your holy time. Like, she'd call me at 1:30 and be like, oh, it's holy time, right? Holy time meant I was done for the day. So I've traded my 3-hour naps for digging in and making a difference for my family and for other people. And it's abundance. Okay. As you dig in and you are intentional with your time and you do the things that we're going to share with you, guess what happens? You start to move the needle. You have people that message you and they go, I've been watching your posts. And you have people that say, I've been praying for an answer. And you have people that say, okay, I can't stop getting, look at my chills, be my witness.
Chills.
I've been doing this 4 years and I still get so like touched by all of it. You guys, it's real. So you'll have people message you and be like, I've been watching you. Maybe you've been around for a week. You're going to still have people that message you and go, I have been watching and I want what you have. Maybe you've been around for a year or two. You're going to have people message you and go, I've been watching you. And you're like, what? You have never commented on anything I have ever done, and you've been watching me. You're like, that's what we call a stalker, right?
It's kind of like when one of my high school boyfriends was like, his wife reached out and was like, we've been watching you for the last couple of months. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I went back through my feed to see all the things that I shared because I was just thinking about them seeing it. But they both ordered. They both got on the products.
Yes. So you guys, it will happen and it matters. It just freaking matters. I was having a talk with my dad about this because my cute parents are so supportive and they just love to hear the details. Well, how's it going? And let's celebrate what's been happening. And so we'll talk about it. And my cute dad, he is very, very smart, very intelligent. He's a professor of music at BYU. He's a smart guy every single time. And he's also really skeptical. That's where I learned my really good skepticism is from my dad. He's kind of a on everything that's not like mainstream, right? He's the best. But we were talking about this and I was like, Dad, you know what? And I was getting emotional, even just talking to my dad. I was like, you know why I'm still here? Like, we've slayed all of my goals. Like, guys, I am done with like my goals. We're done. It's cool. I'm good. But I was like, you know why I'm still showing up 4 years later and doing this dang thing? And you know why I'm still getting emotional? It's because there's new lives changing all the time. Like my Aunt Lisa and my Uncle Todd, like to have them do this and to be working on their health, like that matters to me. And for you, it's the same thing. Like as you move forward and continue to show up and do the things that we're going to share with you, you're going to change lives, you guys. That's what keeps us going. The products work. My story is absolutely life-changing. And so how could I not share it, right? So when you really get centered and you know why you're doing it, and you've got to have something you're excited to earn. Guys, yes, we're all about changing lives. And there's so much fulfillment that comes with that just keeps you going. But gosh dang it, you also need a shiny carrot. What is it for you? Like, what do you want? Do you want the shopping spree? And if you do, why? Get excited about it. What are you going to buy with your $2,000? Like, get serious about it. Write down on that paper, what do you want and why? Like, why is that exciting to you? Do you want a trip? Like, and I'll tell you, if they end up canceling this thing, you will still get money for it. Like, you're still going to come out on top. And we might have some things up our sleeves that we're going to create because we are not missing out. So there will be a solution is what I'm saying. Like, we have got some ideas brewing. I've been brewing over the weekend and I shared a little with Sammy. We've got some ideas. So do not stress. No matter what happens, we're going to have a blast. We're going to spoil you. We're going to get together. We're going to train you and inspire you. If that's at corporate, happy day. If it's not at corporate, well, there's a solution. Okay. So just be excited, but I want you to get excited about something.
And can I share, like with the shopping spree, I was like, sweet, Nordstrom's, jeans, leather shoes. Like I was all excited. And that's a very awesome way to look at it. But I also have a friend that was like, I can shop at Nordstrom Rack and get like my whole family's Christmas. And I was like, oh snap, you could. Holy cow. There's a lot of different ways to utilize that bonus.
Yes. And it's okay to want whatever it is you want. Like I remember wanting a really nice purse. I didn't care if it had a brand name on it because that's just not me. Like I don't care, but I wanted like a leather bag that was like a lifetime item. Do you know what I mean by that? And I remember going to the Michael Kors outlet and I spent like $150. It was something I worked for. And when I reached the goal, it was fun to go get it and just like treat myself. So there's both, right? So you're rooted in your purpose and you're like, I'm going to change lives. And as you do that, you're going to change your family's life financially. Dig into that a little bit. Why does that matter to you, right? And then you got to have a little shiny fun thing. Chantel's wants the shoes. I love it. So have a shiny fun thing that just makes you get butterflies and go, oh, that would be fun. Wouldn't that be fun to get that? Heck yes, it would. And shopping is joy, right? It can be joyful to shop for yourself, for others, whatever it is, but it's got to be all the things. So I want you to write down as you've been listening, what comes to your mind? The purpose part, like, why does it matter that you're here purpose-wise? And then also your family. You will change your family's world. Even if you don't need the money, how will your family be impacted by you moving the needle this week and next week in your business? How will it impact your family to earn this retreat? How will it change the way your family looks at you, your kids? When they're like, my mom's a goal getter. My mom set a goal and she slayed it. What are your kids going to take away from that? Right? And then what financially could you do to bless your family with the momentum that you're creating? Get specific. The more specific you are for you, the more it's going to move the needle day to day for you. Okay. So we always start with the why and then get clear about that fun thing that you want to get. I got to get clear on that. Like I haven't really even thought about it yet. Do you have something? Jeans, shoes?
Jeans. I like jeans. Nice jeans. And now that I've lost that little midsection that I wasn't loving for 15 years, I'm like, oh, it would be really fun to go buy some fun jeans. And
Yes.
shoes.
I love it. Does anyone have anything to share? Chantel said shoes. Who else? Like, do you have a
I want to buy my teenagers jeans too.
Ooh,
like I would, when I was
yes.
15, I would have loved a pair of like stellar, amazing jeans, but my mom would have never bought me.
Yes.
Spend that kind of money on jeans.
I love it. What about you guys? Did anything come up when we were talking in any of the like areas, either purpose-wise, family and financially, and then a fun, shiny carrot? Like, was there anything that came up for you that you want to share? I'll tell you, if you say things out loud, it magically starts to move things into action.
Lisa,
Seriously.
I know you're thinking of something. Lisa's driving.
Christine,
Yes.
I have some, so not necessarily something to earn, but I remember, what was it, 2 years ago in Leaders Retreat was the cruise. And I'm not like a big cruise person, but this is something I've always regretted. But I remember thinking, I don't care about the cruise. So I didn't really push for it. And then afterwards, I thought that was really dumb, because the growth that would have come from me, then the growth that I could have helped my team with at that time, like that would have made a huge difference in not just my life, but their life, because I chose not to push for it. Then I didn't help anybody else push for their goals. And I'm like, that was really dumb. Whether it's, some people aren't incentivized by, you know, shoes or whatever, or the shopping spree. But I thought, man, the growth that would have come from my business, had I just pushed for it, whether it's what I wanted or not, like that growth would have been substantial. So for me, that's always something I keep in the back of my head. Like whether I get to the $2,000 shopping spree or not, as long as I'm pushing for it, I'm continually growing personally, and I'm helping my team grow.
Ooh, Chantel, everyone's nodding like crazy because they agree 100%. Thank you for sharing that. What were you going to say about these?
No, I thought Lisa picked up her phone.
Oh, so Austin said a Yukon XL. Yes. Get it, girl. You
Lisa's
can do
ready.
this.
Lisa's gonna talk.
Oh, Lisa, get it. Are you talking about?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, we can't hear you.
Oh, no.
Is that what we're talking about? Can you hear
You're a robot, Lisa.
I will share what I think she's gonna share. Part of Lisa's why and what she wants to do is she wants to give back through like the agricultural and buy animals at these stock shows and support them. Is that what you're gonna share, Lisa? Just support a lot of these 4-H kids that are like working day in and day out with their animals, and go in and like, because you can add dollar amounts to their sales, or you can outright buy their animals. And I know that's a big part of her why.
Oh, I love that. Crystal said, my kids pat me on the head and say, you're cute, Mom. I want to go to Leaders Retreat to show them I'm serious and this is a legacy for them. Oh, knuckles. This is not just a cute little side gig. This is legit. Chills again. Crystal, absolutely. It matters that you show up in your circle 100%. And to go back to what Chantel said, you guys, there are people, I want to see your eyes. Like everyone that can see me right now, like I really want you to hear me. There are people in your world that only you can touch. They don't know Christy Jacks. They don't give a flying rat's about Christy Jacks or Sammy. There are people in your world suffering health-wise, financially, in all the ways. And these contests, all it does is puts a little fire under your bum to get you to find those people. Guys, take a breath and just like let it sink in. There's people that need you. Don't be shy. Don't be scared. Don't listen to your fear. Feel the fear. And then you take that fear by the hand and you say, you know what? We're safe. There's people waiting. Let's go that way. Let's go. And you keep taking action. You keep taking steps because there's people that need you. Period. End of story. And this contest is just going to help you reach out and find those people. Really quick, there was a contest 2 years ago. I was going to Maui for like the Emerald Extravaganza. And it's when they had just changed it to where jewels went to the Emerald Extravaganza, and then everyone that was jewel less than a jewel went to Leaders Retreat, right? It was heartbreaking. I was like, I want to go see my people. But here's the deal. I was in my scarcity and I was like, I cannot believe they're doing a contest from Maui. This is ridiculous. Like, isn't it enough to go to Hawaii? Garbage. Like, I'm not going to be materialistic and go for anything more like that. Scarcity, scarcity, scarcity. Thinking small. That's what was happening, right? But I remember having a moment where I realized, like, just like Chantel said, okay, cool. I don't have to go for the contest, but if I'm not going for the contest, who else isn't? Every one of you on my team, because what we have is contagious. If I have the bug of, I'm not going to go for a contest, I'm not going to push for anything, I'm just going to see what happens. Guess what everybody else is doing too? They catch whatever we have. So I was humbled and I was like, no more of that. 2 weeks before the contest was over, I'm like, we are going to get the rest of the contest. Like, I'm going for the top prize. Let's freaking do this. So I made a list and I was like, what are you going for? What are you going for? What do you want to get? What do you want to get? And I told my team, I have been humbled and I'm never doing that again. I'm always going to go for the top prize because I care about you and I want you to go for stuff. And I have always, I don't say this to be like, it's a team effort. We have always slayed the top prize since then. It's just a choice. It seriously is just a choice to say, I am going for this. Because then what your team will catch is I'm going for this, right? So if you haven't gotten serious, if you haven't written down what you want to go for, if you're thinking a little too small and you're like, oh, I'm already going, that's great, right? Think a little bigger, reach higher, because your people are going to catch what you have and you want them reaching so that they can hit their goals. So that's when I realized that it's the most unselfish thing that you can do as a leader to set high goals. Because then what that does is it leaves room for everybody to hit their goals. If we are setting goals that are too small, then guess what? Our team doesn't have room to hit goals. And it's selfish. And I was being selfish. Once I learned this, you guys, it changed everything for me. And we have been in sustainable, peaceful momentum. Sometimes not peaceful, that's okay, right? But I could say overall, it's been awesome momentum since I decided that and just said, I'm going all in for this. My team deserves it. Let's go. So set your goal. If you haven't set a goal yet, write it down right now. Get serious, think bigger, and let's do this. Okay, Charlie said, LASIK in a few weeks, matching appliances for my remodeled kitchen, a trip with my husband. Yay, Charlie, I love that. You deserve that. And she's done that all through Plexus, right? I remember she was telling me the other day, like, I didn't care about appliances until I was like, what if I could have some that matched, right? That is so awesome. It's been completely paid for by Plexus. I freaking love it. A trip with Chad, Lori, you guys deserve that. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Jody says she's going to be vulnerable right now. I'm here, and my purpose right now in being here is to simply pay my bills and be able to afford the healthy food my body needs. Jody, yes, that is such a worthy goal and such a huge why, because you know that those things ripple out to the people around you, right? When you're taking care of yourself and you're eating healthy, you can't not have those things make a difference for the people around you. Oh, I love that. Okay, so write it down, you guys. And if you want to get bold and share it, that's smart, because then you're going to be a little bit more on the hook. And the universe hears what we say and write, right? Okay, so with that being said, let's dig into this. So you guys, we have a plan for this week, and we will make it go into next week as well. So I want to share with you what that's going to look like. Do you guys want to dig in and be a little bit more intentional this week? Are you guys down with that? Are you like ready to go for this? Let me see your faces. I see some nods.
Yes.
Sammy. Yes.
I forget I'm not muted. I'm used to being muted.
You're so cute. Nicole says, heck yes. Rebecca says yes. Oh yeah, sisters, let's hear it. Hawaii can finally get there. Oh, can I finally get there? My husband lost his job on Thursday. Plexus is our income until he finds a new job.
Awesome.
It matters, you guys, and it's real income. It's real. Yes, you want everyone with you. It is no fun to be at these things without your people, I'll tell you. It's fun to be there, but it's not as fun, right? Crystal says, bring it. You can do this. Absolutely, you guys. We are such a powerful team when we are working together and we are pulling together. And that's the vision for this week and next. Okay, So first things first, you might need to make a schedule. If you haven't done this before, it's time for you to look at your schedule and be intentional, okay? There is a lot going on in our lives, and let's just be honest about that. If you aren't intentional, your plexus time will get squeezed out of your day. Don't you think, Sammy? So you've got to look at your week and say, okay, how can I carve out this important time to dig in, right? Whether it's an hour, whether it's 2 hours, if you got big goals, set out 3 hours. You could do an hour in the morning, an hour in the afternoon, an hour before bed. There's a million ways to do it, but you've got to carve out that time so that you can dig in and be intentional. So that's the first thing, is carve out time so that you have that set aside and it's holy, and you keep that promise to yourself, right? Because it's easy to kind of go, oh, kid stuff, and then, oh, it was just so busy. And before you know it, you missed your chance, right? So set that time aside and be intentional. What you're going to see each day in Synergy Plexus Builders is you're going to see an action post, because we are going to guide you and we're going to row together this week so that you know exactly what to post, and you have some messaging ideas, and you are on track for making this happen this week. So just to kind of briefly go over what the posts are going to look like this week, we want to challenge you to do a Plexus post every single day, and we're going to kind of guide you on what that could look like. Do you guys ever feel like you run out of ideas on what to post? Anybody? Yeah. Okay. We all do. It's good to have some fresh ideas. So you're going to get a fresh idea every day, and they're strategically packaged and they're strategically placed on a day where they kind of build on each other so that you can make the most of it. So day one, which is today, sometime today, we want you to share your story. Okay. If you are brand new, don't you dare think that it has to be some groundbreaking story for you to share it. No, it's as simple as your 3 things that you wanted to change about your health, right? 3 bullet points. You know, our brains see 3 or many. So 3, keep it simple. 3 things that you wanted to improve. And then on the other side, you can say, these are the 3 things that I have noticed improvement with. I'm not all the way there yet, but this is an update on my journey. I'm noticing a little more energy. I'm noticing I'm more regular, right? Or you're noticing that your moods are a little bit more elevated. Just share your update on your story. Your people love to hear from you. And even if it's just an update on your results, share that. It could be in a live video. It could be a post. Okay. It could be, you could share that. And then at the end, if you haven't done this yet, you guys, there's a really powerful post that circulated a lot within the last couple months in all of Plexus. We have tons of new people here that maybe haven't done this yet. You guys, it's called, how do you even call it? It's like the I need 6.
Yeah, like I'm looking for six people to test out my favorite fuel for the next 60 days. It comes with 2 extra products. The price point is great, awesome right now. But you also, like when she was saying that about sharing a post and sharing your improvements, you really can just share your hope. Like your hope that it could work for you, and what little bit you've learned about Plexus could be what you share. But then you throw out a post like this that's like, I'm looking for 6. I said I'm looking for 3. And then I had people, like I had 3 people comment wanting it, but then I had more people that were like, I know you already found your 3, but I'm interested too. And I was like, dang it, I should have put 10. I should have put, I'm looking for 10 to try my favorite fuel. If you've never done that post, it is a super powerful post that will move the needle in your business.
For sure. And if you put at the top, just something about your journey, your hope for it working. You could say, my friend who introduced me has seen improvements with these 3 things. It can be any story, right? Of course, people love to hear from you, but you can even just share your sponsor story in a 3 bullet point snippet, and then invite people to do it with you. I'm looking for 6 people to try this with me for 60 days. And what we'll do is I'm going to put this in Synergy Plexus Builders today after this call. And I'll put the example in the comments of the post so that you can, oh, Nicole, I love it.
Chantel got 13 enrollments.
Chantel got 13 enrollments with this post, you guys. It's legit. Now, if you've done it already, you might want to tweak it a little bit so that you don't do the same post, right? Nicole got 6. You guys, it was massive in all of Plexus. It's something that Genevieve actually started, who's one of our amazing corporate trainers. And we've had amazing momentum in the company from it. So it's a really good post. If you've done it before, you might want to tweak it a little bit, change it a little bit so that it's a little bit different than what you've done before. But if you've never done it, this is the perfect time for you to do that post, okay? So that's what we're going to do today. Tomorrow's post is going to be a simple educating people on the triplex. It'll be simple, but we're going to speak in the language of what people want to hear, okay? And that's going to get people watching you, and it's going to get people reaching out, and it's going to prime people to listen to the message you have. On Wednesday, you're going to do a testimonial, okay? So here's the secret with testimonials. And if you're not already using the team pages this way, I want to teach you how to work smart. Saucony Plexus Health is an info page. It's tons of testimonials, people's stories, it's product information. You can go to the search bar and put in anything. You could put in weight loss, you could put in energy, you could put in Lyme's, you could put in Hashimoto's, you could put in ADD, whatever. You're gonna see tons of posts come up. So on Wednesday, you're simply gonna find a testimonial that you think is gonna speak to your audience, and you're gonna post that, okay? Something that's not you. People love the stories. Facts tell, stories sell. Guys, they wanna hear the stories. That's what moves the needle for people. You have anything to add to that? Okay, so then Thursday, it's gonna be, you can choose a product that you wanna highlight. And I would recommend either like MetaBurn or Active, because people love those because they're an instant energy boost, right? So the triplex, some people feel instant results, but most people, it's kind of a root healing approach. But if you do a post on MetaBurn or Active, you're gonna have people reaching out to you going, I want whatever that is, because they want energy. People need energy. Across the board, that speaks to the masses, okay? So on Thursday, you'll highlight a product and do a post about it. On Friday, you can do a post about, this is something that surprised me about Plexus. Like I expect, like for Sammy, she started for her RA, for her aches and pains and her rheumatoid arthritis. But what surprised her is that she has been surprised by her cycle. She didn't know she had major hormonal imbalances, right? So again, you're kind of sharing, you can make it fun. You could do a picture of you doing something crazy, do something that's going to catch people's attention, because the whole theme of Friday is basically going to be surprise. Like, this is something I didn't see coming. Yes, this call is recorded. So we're going to put this call in the comments in Synergy so that you can rewatch it if you need to all week long, or, you know, take notes or whatever you want. Yes, absolutely, Nikki. We always do.
All calls will be posted in the comments of the calendar in the builders page, always.
Yeah. So if you want to, if you're like, oh, there was a call last month I loved, you can go into August calendar in Synergy, search August, and you'll see in the comments of the calendar post all the call links. Okay.
Working smart.
Yes. Got to work smart. And we want you to be able to find them and utilize them. So that's what Friday is going to be. Get creative, you guys. You could do a cute boomerang. Like Sammy could do a boomerang of her like pretending to punch her husband. Wouldn't that be cute? You should do that. And be like, we got in a fight every single month when it was my time of the month. Something that surprised me about Plexus is I don't have that anymore, right? How cute would that be? She's going to generate new people reaching out to her from a creative post like that. Okay, so that's what we're going to do on Friday. Are you guys good with that? Like, I know that was a lot. We're going to post every single day. We're going to post the post in Synergy so that you can see it, you can tweak it, make sure you make it your own, okay? So you could copy it and then read through it and add a little bit about you so that it sounds like it's coming from you, but be creative. If you want to change it, do it. Do you have anything to add?
Add something. When you share like the testimonial one, add to the beginning why you're sharing that person's testimonial. I think it's really important to like add in your spice. I also think that it would be a really good idea. I know a lot of you don't post every day, so that's a big deal. But I think in addition to posting your Plexus post every day, you could post a personal post every day, and don't let that feel daunting, because if you think about your people that are watching you, they're not going back and checking like, did she already post today? They don't care.
They don't know.
But
usually.
It is nice for them to see normal Lisa, Plexus Lisa, normal Lisa, Plexus Lisa. And it's not crazy, but they're not going to go back and check and be like, what's she thinking? She posted twice today. They don't care. So don't overthink it.
Yes, for sure. You're the only one that even notices that stuff anyway, truly. So for sure, add in personal posts too, right? So we're giving the people what they came for. They want to see you. So give them you. I also want to recommend, and we're going to write these things out so that you don't feel like you have to remember every little thing. I'm going to recommend that you set aside 15 minutes a day to go through and comment on people's posts. Okay? You go add value. You be a giver. So you look through your friends' posts and you comment. Because guess what? That tells your people, oh my gosh, she actually cares about me. Because do you? That's the question. Every one of you has hearts of solid, shining gold. Yes. And you guys, people, we care about our people. So set aside 15 minutes a day and just go through and give. And guess what's going to happen? Your heart is going to be so touched. You're going to be like, I love my people. And they're going to be like, she loves me. And then guess what also happens is the algorithms are going to say, oh, that Lori Ward, she's a giver. She engages with her audience on social media. So then they show your post to more people. Okay. So can you see how we want to teach you how to get the most out of the action that you're taking? Okay. So comment for 15 minutes, set a timer. Set a timer. We don't want you just scrolling for hours a day, right? That is not effective. 15 minutes and you just comment on as many posts as you can and you be a giver, sister, because that's what we do here. And then we know that the law of abundance is it always comes back to us tenfold. Love people, care about people, comment on their posts. Okay, does anybody have questions about that before we shift gears to our next thing here? And this is kind of a one team call today. It's coaching, but also just like team call. Do you have something to add? We're going to next. Okay. Does anybody have questions or comments or anything to add to what we shared? Like something that you think, ooh, I want everybody to know this about posting or engagement. Please share. If you have something that came up, Katie Tucker, Chantel, Lori, anyone watching, if you have anything to add, please, we would love to hear from you. If you have tips or things that you think would serve everyone to hear. Ooh, I love that. We're gonna share that.
Hey, I don't know how to type on my phone, so I'm just grinning and agreeing. I love it.
Oh, Lisa, you're so cute. We love hearing your
I'll figure out how to type later. Sorry.
That's okay. Either way is great. Lori said reels are really big right now. 15-second quick clips. Don't overthink it. Just make it and post it. Oh, I love that, Lori. Lori has been such a great mentor to me on social media and how she just genuinely loves people and doesn't overthink it. Just like do it, right? It's so valuable. So I love that. Anything else for you guys that anyone has to add before we move along? We've got just a couple more things to touch on. Good? Okay. All right. So what we want you to do as well, posting is going to be part of what makes this week awesome. It's part of the pie, right? It's part of the puzzle, but another part of it is going to be private messaging, okay? Here's the deal. This is a very intimate business. When you enroll someone, you're talking with them about their health, right? They're trusting you with their health. They're opening up to you about their poop, for heaven's sakes, right? Right? It's going to get, yeah, it gets intimate with people. And so a lot of what we do is we post because we never know who's watching that we maybe wouldn't have even thought about to reach out to. But a lot of the work happens behind the scenes in private messages. So I want to challenge you, if you want to earn Leaders Retreat this week or next week and you're brand new, you are going to be reaching out to a lot of people, okay? And here's the deal. It is a numbers game. How many of you know that? It is a numbers game. There's nothing fancy that you can say to someone that's going to make them be ready. Nothing. You can't say the wrong thing or the right thing to anyone. It's truly about their timing. So what we do is we are smart babes and we understand that if it's a numbers game, why don't we just plant a whole bunch of seeds? Hello, Dolly girl. Oh, I like you. She's so cute. But you guys, when you truly understand that it's a numbers game and you truly understand and you trust your beautiful intuition and your beautiful intentions, which are, I love people. I want people to know about this and they choose if they want to do it or not. We're not trying to white knuckle anyone. We don't twist any arms, right? And I only bite softly when I kiss people. We don't bite hard, right? And you trust yourself and you know, I am giving people a gift. Whether they take it or not is completely up to them. And you detach from the meaning. When you understand that shiz, here's what you do. You send a ton of messages, a ton. You are planting a ton of seeds. And don't you dare for 1 second believe that story in your head or the stories that you might hear. Cold messaging is gross. Yeah, if you have gross intentions, it's going to be gross. But if you are genuine and you truly love people, it doesn't matter how many people you send a message to. It's the opposite. What if I never would have connected with Sammy? What if I never would have connected with Lori? What if I never connected with Kimberly, who connected with Katie? What if I never would have connected with Chantel? When you think about what you're doing and how you're changing people's lives, that story shifts and you go, nope, when I'm reaching out to people, I'm offering a blessing to them.
And can I chime in?
Yes.
If they don't respond, don't you dare overthink that pause, because in 2017, Christy messaged me. I didn't even remember. She didn't remember until I went to message her when she was moving here. And I saw that the most recent message was in 2017 when she cold messaged me about Plexus, and I never responded. This was in October, and then I ended up ordering products the 1st of November, and by the end of December was a gold. So as long as you keep showing up with what you're doing, with good intentions, somebody that you cold message today, maybe it's in 2 years that they join you.
Yes.
Maybe it's in 1. Maybe it's in 1 month. Who knows? But you can't overthink their pause and let that get you stuck. They don't respond. Who cares? Move on. Somebody's going to respond.
Yes. Oh my gosh, chills, Sammy Joe. Here's the deal. SW. Some will, some won't. Someone's waiting next. You don't overthink it and you don't make yourself gross for doing it. I hear so many people, I see ads on Facebook that like totally shame people that send messages. I am no part of that. That is garbage. That's for people that don't believe in what they're doing. That's for people that don't have life-changing products like we do. Because when we understand, go ahead, Kimberly.
I was just going to say too, when you send that message and you get a response back that says, oh my gosh, I'm really good. Thanks for reaching out to me. Just know that they may not really be good. Or just remember that in a few months, they may not be good. And just remember that what you're doing today, reaching out to them, showing them that you care, is that first tap or that second tap. Because we know it's going to take 7 to 12 times for those people to jump on board. We know that we have to keep reaching out. We have to keep being consistent with our posting and our messages. And then just like Christy said, you have to build that relationship, because this is a relationship business and this is a business of trust. They may not jump the first time, but they will watch you and they will start to trust you and they will see what you're educating them about really is empowering. And then they'll jump. Don't get discouraged when they're like, nope, I'm good. Because you know what? When Christy came into my office, I can totally picture it. We worked in this basement office, and when she said, hey, you should do this with me, and I was like, no, I'm fine. But I wasn't fine. I said I was fine, but I wasn't fine. And then I watched her journey, and I watched her consistency, and I watched her change. And then I was like, I'm so damn desperate. I'm ready. So don't give up on one message when they text you back and say, I'm fine, thanks. Because maybe they are fine that day, but tomorrow they may not be fine. So that's my spill.
That is such a good point, Kimberly. I love that perspective. And you guys, like Lori said, their no has nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you. I remember when I got this feeling of like, I thought it was gross to cold message. I did for probably like, I don't know, 6 months or 60 days. I was like, I don't want to ever have to reach out to people. I don't ever want to do that. What was my fear story?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to follow the chat on my phone. I thought the line was off.
My fear story was that I was taking when I messaged someone. Katie Tucker, I remember she said something once that changed the way I thought about this. She was like, people love to be remembered. People love to be noticed. And you messaging them, yeah, sure, you might get a handful of people that are like rude about it. That's okay. Bless and release. Love them and say, we'll see you later, sister. I'm always here, right? So I remember when Katie said that for follow-up and cold messages, people love to be remembered. Sometimes that means the world to them. Katie, were you going to share something?
Yeah, I just wanted to add on to that too, that you can't ever predict what someone is going to think of you messaging them. There is a girl that I cold messaged that I used to work with, and she's one of those girls that just kind of like, she's really intimidating and she's super cool, and I messaged her anyways, and she eventually signed up after a while. She didn't sign up right away, right? Most people don't. And she messaged me after she signed up, and she goes, you know what? Thank you for having the lady balls to send me a message. And I was like, you know what? Thank you for telling me that, because she knew, she must have had an awesome perspective on this, that it is hard sometimes to reach out. And honestly, guys, like, we tell ourselves these stories that people are thinking this, and that we think everyone thinks the same thing, but they're not all thinking the same thing. They may be like, dude, she's so brave. I really respect that. And she remembered me and she wanted to reach out to me. And so we just have to really like get over the fact that we will never truly know what anyone's thinking. Not really. Right? And so all we can do is our best and keep shining our light and keep, you know, shamelessly sharing what we know is going to change people's lives. Just do us. Just be us, because we won't ever know. Not really.
Katie, that is so true. And that truth will move you to action. Okay? So I want you to hear this, and I want you to take a breath and ask yourself, do I believe that? Okay? And if you don't, it's okay. Trust us for now. But I'm telling you, it's a numbers game. There's a percentage of your people that will be like, yes, I want to enroll right now. Then there's a percentage of your people that are going to say, no, thank you, I'm fine today, like Kimberly said. And then there's a percentage of people that are going to be like, well, what is it? Right? And then there's a percentage of people that are going to wait for a year to respond. And don't you dare call it ghosting. Don't do that. It's not ghosting. They haven't responded yet. Why would you put those kind of labels on your, that's not necessary. We don't know what's going on for them. Don't call it ignoring. Don't even label it. They just haven't responded yet. She ghosted me for almost 3 years, but I didn't label it that. I didn't even know I cold messaged her because I was just doing my thing and moving along, right? Don't bring those kinds of meanings into it. It's unnecessary. You just know that it's a numbers game and that you have a percentage of people that are going to say yes. Some will wait. Some are going to watch you. Some are going to say no. Some aren't going to respond yet. So don't try to white knuckle it. Just send the messages and understand that you're going to have a whole bunch of different responses, and people will put themselves in little categories, and you just love them all for where they are. What were you going to say?
That's all. I was just agreeing. I was like,
Get it. So with that being said, you guys, write this down. You enroll 6 level 1s and you help 2 people go silver. That's 450 credits. 6 level 1s, 2 silvers, 450 credits. If you are brand new right now in Plexus, you can earn Leaders Retreat this week. And actually, when you're brand new, when you take action, you get more credits for it. They reward brand new people for taking action, okay? So that is a very simple way to make it happen. 6 level 1s, 4 and 2 silvers is 450 credits. So let's just reverse engineer this. If you want to get 6 people that are ready and they say, yes, I want to do this, guess how many people you need to message? Take a wild guess. About 200.
yes.
If you message 100 people, you'll probably have 10 people respond. It's the way it is. So if you want 6 people to respond and enroll this week, you need to message 200 people. Here's the deal.
You can't be choosy. You can't go, I'm going to message these 6 and hope that they enroll. That's not how it works. It's not.
Of course, here's the thing. If you have more influence with people, that means that you have a strong relationship. It means they trust you, they love you, your BFFs, they will do it, right? there's a higher chance that those people are going to just do it. But if you want these kinds of numbers and you've been around a while, or if you've already talked to all your people that are close to you, you've got to message a lot of people. But here's the deal. Who just got sweat tacos? Raise your hand if your armpits just tingled a little bit. I have sweat tacos. I do. You're going to be a little bit uncomfortable. But guess what, Rebecca? Thank you for your honesty. I love you. Here's the deal, you guys. When you're a little bit uncomfortable, that's good news, because it means you're stepping out of your familiar zone. There's nothing to fear. It's just new. It's just new. And it means nothing about you, the results. It's just a matter of you taking action. So here's the deal, you guys. When you sit down, here's what I like to do. When I'm like, all right, I'm going to send my messages. Eye of the tiger, you're jumping around. You're like, I can do this. I'm going to change people's lives, right? And you're getting yourself all pumped. You put on some good music, and you just start messaging. Once you've sent 10, you can send 1,000,000. Who agrees with that? Once you start the ball rolling and you send 10, you're like, well, I'm just going to keep going. And before you know it, you've messaged 100. And before you know it, you've messaged 200. So I want to encourage you to write a new list or add to your list. Heather says truth. You guys, so all it is getting started. So take it easy on yourself and get started today. If you need to start small, send 10 today. And reach out to your sponsor and say, what could I say? Right? So that you can feel semi-comfortable with the message and feel like it's you. But just start. That's the hardest part, I promise you. And pick your favorite movie. Even like put your cozy movie. I like to put on The Holiday. It's one of my favorites.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, The Holiday, Jude Law.
It's so cozy. And you're like all cozy and you got a blanket on and you like, whatever. I love heat, right? So you're in front of your fireplace or whatever, and you just start sending messages and just take deep breaths and just, you'll start to enjoy it. And then when someone responds and says, oh my gosh, I can't believe you messaged me. I've been watching you. I need this. Then you're like, oh, that's why I do this. And you just keep sending, right? Because that's the payday. Right, Sammy Jo?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna watch The Holiday now.
I know, seriously. So beef up your list. If you have a list of 20, that's a good start. But if you want to earn Leaders Retreat this week and next, you've got to have a massive list. 200 names. If that seems like a lot, go through your phone. You'll get 100 just right there. Go through your Facebook friends. Go through your Instagram friends. You guys, you'll come up with 200 like that. Go through your Frank's list, your friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, things that your kids are connected with. That's called a Frank's list. When you start going through that, you're going to have a ton of names quick.
And I think you might be surprised once you create a message, because for me, I have different types of messages. Like when I'm creating a list, I'll create a list of people that kind of fit with the same message that I need to send them, right? Somebody that I haven't talked to for a really long time, or a list of the people that said, I want to know how it works for you, then get back to me. Those are on a different list. So when I do that, I kind of separate people. So I've got like 25 names under this type of message. So I'll create that message to copy and paste that over to all of those people. It takes like 10 minutes for 25 people. Just copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. Done. Next type of message. Create the message, copy, paste, copy, paste. In an hour, you can send 150 messages.
Yep.
You really can. Now you can't just sit down and be like, I don't know what to say, and thumb through it. Figure it out. Get those messages figured out. Get your list organized, and then go to town.
Yes.
Super fun.
I'm looking at Kimberly, and I remember my first Leaders Retreat. I remember dismissing it and being like, I don't want to be part of that. Like, I didn't come here to make friends. What a brat, you guys. I was such a brat. But when Emily reached out and she's like, Christy, you are 36 enrollments from earning Leaders Retreat, because we had massive momentum, right? Kimberly had just barely started sharing. Like, she was brand spanking new. And she's like, if you and Kimberly each get 18 enrollments in the next 2 weeks, you can go to Leaders Retreat and you can bring Kimberly. And I was scared to death. I was like, 18 in 2 weeks? Are you crazy? But I was like, oh, if you know anything about me, when I make a decision, I go all in. So I was like, all right, Kimberly, what do you think? Each of us, can we each get 18 in the next 2 weeks? She's like, hell yes, we can. Pardon my French, right? And I was like, are we going to do this? She's like, we're going to do this. And we did it, you guys. We did it. But guess what we both did? We wrote massive lists. Massive. Do you remember that, Kimberly? We were laughing and like sending pictures of our huge list, right? Because we understood it's a numbers game. Who freaking cares who's in or who isn't? Go through the numbers. offer this to as many people as possible. And we both did it. 18 people in 2 weeks. All you need, you guys, is 12. If you're brand new right now, you need like 12. 6, 2 silvers is 450 credits. So think about it. Like, you don't need that many, but the key is numbers. You've got to be messaging, digging in, sending numbers or sending messages and going through the numbers, and you'll make it happen. I promise. Miracles will happen.
Now you need 800 credits to earn it, but the
Yes.
450 is, she's just saying that's a chunk. That's how easy you can get that many, and the ball is going to be rolling at that point.
By then, if you do this and you send 200 messages this week, you'll enroll probably more than you think. But we like to be conservative because we under promise and over deliver, right? And we want to give you something that's something that you can actually depend on. So who's in? Tell me in the comments. It's action time. Who is committed to send 200 messages this week? Louie is. Rebecca is. Lori, yes. Jill, yes. Heather's in. Kristen's in. Brooke's in. Jody's in. Melissa's in. I love this. You guys, you're going to create miracles in your business. You really are. Kimberly, yes. I love it. Okay. Let's see what Lori said. Chantel's in. Lisa, go ahead.
Oh, she's saying she's in.
Oh, Lisa's in. Yay, Lisa. I'll help you.
I'm on like Donkey Kong.
Yay, Crystal. She's going to do this and she's going to show her kiddos what's possible. Sweating, thinking about it. Let's do it. Yay, Charlie. We'll be sweaty together, right? I love it. Okay, so Lori, level 6 level 1s and 2 of them get to silver for 450 credits. So that's 450. I should have clarified, like Sammy said. It's 800 credits to earn a spot at Leaders Retreat. But this is kind of just like the first step, or like a baby step, right? Just to give you kind of a perspective. If people get 6 level 1s and 2 silvers, that's 450 credits. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if you dig in for that, it's going to snowball.
Yeah.
Cammie had this experience where she was digging in for like 2 enrollments. I think it was in August. She dug in and she ended up enrolling 5. It was just kind of like this. Let's dig in. Let's do this. You'll snowball from there.
Yeah. If people are doing this, if you're watching this call and you're coachable and you really want this and you do the things we're talking about, you will slay it. Like, you'll actually overshoot it. This is just a matter of like, let's get going, right? This is like a first step. Okay, so the last thing we're going to talk about, does anybody have questions or anything before we just end this out? We have one more really important thing we need to share about this week that's different, and I think you're going to love it. If you have questions, feel free to chat, or you can unmute yourself at any time. We'd love to hear from you. So we are going to do daily What is Plexus ailment-specific calls this week. Sammy's excited. Charlie's excited.
Lisa's excited.
I love it. So how often do you hear stories like when we were at Gold Retreat, you'd hear these stories and be like, oh, I want my person to hear from that lady, right? That's what we're going to do. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week, we're going to do 30 to 40 minute What is Plexus Zoom calls. And we are going to do ailment specific. So the idea with this, yay, I'm so glad you love it. The idea with this, you guys, is a lot of times people hear what is plexus and they're like, oh, that's interesting. But then like tomorrow we're going to do how to control your cravings. Boom. And that's what the call's all about. People are like, oh my gosh, I want to go. I want to hear what they're talking about with cravings.
So instead of being titled like, what is plexus? It's going to be titled how to control your cravings or something along those lines. It's like it'll be a graphic that has that title. I feel like it's the same information, but it's kind of packaged a little bit differently and touches people differently, if that makes sense. Yeah.
So people that maybe have been like, ooh, I've been wanting to go to one of those. They're like, oh my gosh, they're talking specifically about cravings. I've got to be there, right? Because I want to hear what they have to say about that. So yes, level up, Crystal. So tomorrow they're going to be at noon every day, Mountain Time. And I understand that a lot of you have different things that you're doing. I do not want to interfere with what you're doing. If you already have things and your team is set and you're doing your thing, do not divert from that, right? This is just an added thing. If you want to plug in for that, you can absolutely plug in, but keep doing what you're doing. Keep your track, keep going. Wednesday is going to be about migraines and pain. Thursday is going to be about moods, so depression and anxiety, and how Plexus can help with those things. Friday is going to be about energy and weight management. And then on the 21st.
On Monday, we're going to do one as well.
Yes, on Monday. And we might do them the rest of next week. We'll kind of see how it goes. But I'm happy to keep doing it. Like, and I hope you know this is 100% to help you guys hit your goals. Like, I just want to facilitate as much as possible to help you hit your goals. Yes, I will. And you know what, Lori, I'm actually going to type something up. We're going to have graphics as well that we share that has the day and the subject so that you're completely clear on it. But I kind of wanted to just like give you an idea. So on Monday, the 21st, we're going to talk about Lyme's. We've got some legit Lyme stories that are unbelievable. And we want to spread the message about specifically how people with these intense health conditions have turned it around. Like Melissa Pierce, I can't even, like, I've told my family about her stuff. I'm like, you guys, today's the day. She's getting her port taken out. Can you believe that? Like, it was September 11th, and I was like counting, like, it makes me emotional. Like, this matters, you guys. So we want to give hope to people with these specific things. And just, again, we're repackaging the same information, but we're excited about getting specific with getting people to the calls.
So
okay?
if maybe you're somebody that listen to those topics and you're like, I would really love to share my improvement with mental health, or I really like, maybe controlling your cravings isn't something that you've talked about much before when you've shared your story, but maybe you feel like you have a really solid experience with controlling your cravings, to where if you feel that way, let us know, because we want a couple of testimonials each day. Mm-hmm. Obviously, there's probably gonna be more people that have those experiences that we can have share, but let us know if that fits you and we can get you in that calendar.
Yes. So can you see, like, daily, as you're working daily this week, not only are you going to hit your goals with Leaders Retreat, but you're going to create massive momentum. And guess what else you're going to do? You're going to learn a lot about how to do this business, and you're going to see how it works, and your heart's going to be touched. Next Monday, I can hardly wait. I want you guys to, like, each of you, to look for wins, look for things that you learned. And we want to hear from you on Monday next week of what you created this week as we do this together, because we're going to row together and make it really simple for you. So watch for those posts in Synergy Plexus Builders that say, like, here's the post, here's the call, let's nail this, so that one day at a time we can get you closer and closer to your goals. Is there anything else? Do you guys have questions? I know this has been a lot, but this is kind of like our huddle for the next week or two, and how we're going to just slay the next week and how we're going to support you. Do you guys have comments, questions, anything like that? Anything else to add, you guys? I love to hear your input if you had a thought that came up.
Charlie does.
Charlie, get it.
I just had the thought Lori shared about later.com, about that you can schedule your posts. And I was like, okay, if I'm going to be posting every day this week, I should just get on and schedule it. So I'm going to check out later today to figure out how to do that and do it this week.
Yay, Charlie. Lori, do you want to tell everyone about that for the people that don't know what that is, if you'd be open?
Sure. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Later is an amazing tool to use for your social media. It is an app that you can download to your phone, and you can set it up on your computer, all the things. So what it does is it frees up your time. And if you, let's say today, you just go through your phone, select some random pictures of you. You don't even have to be doing anything special, but select those pictures, upload it into the app, and then move those pictures into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Put a picture in each day of the week, and then create your copy. Just go in, create it, set the date, set the time. You can give it hashtags, and then off it goes. But make sure that you're there when it posts so that you're not ghosting your post. So if you're going to set the time to be 12 o'clock in the afternoon, just make sure that you're there answering people's questions, because they will. And remember, the most important thing to do is to have a purpose for your post, and then tell them what to do. Do you want them to message you? Do you want them to call you? What do you want them to do? People have to be told what to do, and they will do it. And it works. So don't get overwhelmed with social media. Make social media work for you and not the other way around. So tell it what to do and get into later.com. It's awesome.
Ooh, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that, Lori. And guess what? We're all about baby steps. So if even posting on Facebook or social media is overwhelming to you right now, take a breath. Let's do one post at a time. It doesn't have to be long, you guys. Your posts don't have to be long. They don't have to be wordy. They don't have to be perfect. It's about doing it, right? So just show up, do something, and then make sure, this is really key, especially on Facebook. I'm not sure. I think the Instagram algorithms are a little bit different, but when you post, you want to get 3 comments on that post within your first 15 minutes and then respond to each comment. Because again, we want the algorithms to say, this is a giver. This person's engaging their audience. So then they'll show your post to more people. Okay. So is everyone good? Is this exciting? Who's excited to slay this week? One day at a time. Chantel, do you have something to add or a question, or are you just saying yes? She's like, no, I don't want to say anything. You guys, this is going to be an awesome week. And at the end of the day, like, take a breath. What are we doing? We're just educating people about plexus. That's it. We're getting creative because we want to help you move the needle. But at the end of the day, it's all about educating people, loving people well, and having a straight spine with what you have to share, because it's freaking amazing. What you have to share is amazing. Okay? Do you have anything else to add? Anybody have anything else to add? We didn't do shout outs this week, but this was a full call. So we'll do shout outs and everything next week. Oh, so our Plexus Express is inside the 3 days of Plexus. I haven't even talked, we'll talk about that later, because I haven't talked to Kimberly about the plan at all either. Ta-da! So more to come on that. But we're so excited, you guys. It's going to be an awesome week. Thank you so much for spending the time with us. We love you. You belong here. And let's create an amazing week. Love you guys. Bye. Thanks for hopping on.